Hello, everybody. Hello. It's us. Oh my God. We did it. We got here. Do let us know if you can hear everybody. Hopefully that should all work. But if you're having any issues in regards to audio or anything, just let us know. But we're here. We got the whole gang, the whole Candelabra gang, as I like to call them. Actually, you guys won't know this. When I edit it, I couldn't remember the name for it when I created the folder in my hard drive, so it's saved as Candelabra because I couldn't remember what the name was. So anytime I go into it, it's like, do you want to use Candelabra? I'm like, yes, I do. Or actually, David, you've called it Candelera, I've noticed as well. There we go. Should be all right now. Yeah. So for some reason, it automatically muted your audio. That was very weird. But there we go. All sorted now.
Yeah. Okay.
Let us know. Are we back? I say back. Yeah. Are we here?
I could see.
Are we here? Are you there?
Yeah.
Are we anywhere?
I can see all your levels now. So hopefully everybody.
Yeah.
God knows
can
what.
Could you hear my lame voice? Yeah, you can. yeah, my lame voice, man.
Quick recap in whatever Aka's was maybe laughing at.
Yes.
We were talking about me basically making an absolute idiot of myself. Nothing new. But it's I'll say, what was it? I keep saying Candelera.
Candelera.
Yeah. I was also saying critical success when it was just like normal successes because you need like more. So I think I was just like trying to. I think it's
I think you're just like wrong.
I was just wrong. This time.
It was very. I mean, I have to say, like, very funny to be called out like that in like within a minute of the thing starting, and then have to call yourself out again.
Hey, look, it's fine. Hey, I deserve it.
Absolutely
hey,
not.
Hey, everyone in the chat, by the way, we're actually.
Oh yes, hello, everybody.
It's been a while. It's been a while.
Yeah, hasn't it? I know.
Been a while.
Actually, David, there's a question I thought of that maybe you could answer, which is why? Why did you want to run? What? Just why?
Just
why?
Why are you?
What are you doing to us? Why? Yeah. God damn it! Tell us. No. What? Why did you want to run Candela Obscura? Because it's something I'd never heard of before, and it's one of the more obscure TTRPGs. Oh yes. So what was the reason behind it?
Well, mainly a couple of reasons. It came obviously to my radar because it's part of Critical Role's publishing company, Darrington Press, who work with all. Hello. Are we frozen?
Yeah.
Seems to be okay now.
Frozen. We're back.
Yeah, should be back.
Right, as I was saying, Critical Role have a publishing company called Darrington Press. They work with tons of game developers to produce, and over the last couple of years, especially through the pandemic and coming out of it, they've produced a lot of games, like tons. And one of them is Candela Obscura, which is like a playoff.
He did it again, didn't it?
Candela?
Yeah, he did it again. He said Candelera.
Why like Candela Obscura?
Wow.
Candela, no, it's Candela.
Yeah, wow.
I see what you mean.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
No, is this the demon from Candela? Yeah.
Thank you. Oh my god.
There's only one.
There's
There's only one emoji. There's only one emoji I can use, and I've just put it in the chat.
What is it? Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh, let me see this. Hang on. Press. God, start. But nothing's working. Everything's bad. You know what? Never mind. Keep calming up. Okay. I can't see
nice.
it. Anyway, I'm breaking.
I've never seen that before.
Yeah.
Oh god.
I made it.
Fantastic. I like that.
Nelson Mandela.
Baker Ma, that's hit it out of the park.
Wow.
Yeah.
Where's this thing? I am not
I think
seeing this thing you posted at this.
I think we've decided on what the next episode is going to be called before we even filmed it, guys.
No.
That's what you call. That's what you call.
I'm not
Wait.
winning tonight.
Wait. That's what you call the Mandalera effect.
Oh no! Oh no! Oh dear.
Oh, that's so good. I'm sorry, David.
Well, look, we'll let
I
you
hate
off.
you so much I froze.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, it seems to be freezing.
I
a
was
bit.
so angry I just
Yeah.
so yeah, Critical Role, Darrington Press, they've all the one of them was Candela Obscura, Candela Obscura. Fuck, I nearly did it again. Is this kind of cosmic horror, very play off Call of Cthulhu, but also kind of based off a kind of very gameplay and systematic, like Blades in the Dark. I really like Call of Cthulhu in terms of like Cthulhu, the concepts and everything. But Candela is a bit more simpler way of playing in that universe because Call of Cthulhu's rules are like really confusing. So and it was definitely more. And I'm thinking about who I'm playing with and stuff like that. There's mixed ability, so I thought this is really good to just. I think it's a bit better introduction into that kind of play and world and theme. And plus, I love horror. I love horror as a genre. I love watching horror movies. I love them so much. So I was really interested in doing that. Yeah.
I love how diplomatic you were with saying mixed abilities instead of saying at least
Shit and not shit.
yeah.
Nice.
Very diplomatic.
Yes.
And I appreciate it.
No, but I mean, we all have degrees of how much tabletop RPGs we've been exposed to and how much we've ran them or played them. And also, I mean, it was the first time me running that particular system. So in effect, I was a newbie at that as well. So we're all newbies in that. So
Yeah,
that
I
was
think
a
you
really
did.
nice
You
thing,
did.
I think.
You did so good. I think it was amazing, really.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have to
Yeah.
agree. It was. I think I said to you afterwards. It's probably one of the things I've enjoyed doing the most since we started because I'm quite a big fan of. Oh gosh, I can't remember the name of it now.
Time Flux?
I mean, yes, but not Time Flux. I'm thinking of right now.
Cosmic horror.
Yeah, exactly.
Cosmic
Yeah.
horror is
And
Lovecraftian horror.
yeah, that's right. And,
Lovecraftian. Yeah.
and I think
Yeah,
that's.
me too.
I think it's always quite an interesting place to sort of go to, but I also like the sort of rules behind the games as well. I think that actually sort of works really well in regards to like it uses a lot of Blades in the Dark is what I was thinking of. It uses a lot of rules sort of taken from that sort of game, and that's
Yes.
a game that I was even looking at thinking, oh, can I maybe run this one day? But I mean, it uses those sorts of rules, and I love that. I absolutely love that.
Yeah, I love that it feels like the rules are kind of made to tell a story rather. I mean, I love D&D and even Call of Cthulhu, but I agree the rules are a bit complicated and kind of like detrimental. Is so easy to die in Call of Cthulhu, right? Compared to here, but it feels like the fact that every time you make a mixed success there is like consequences. It's just very so story driven, so it's just like gets you in this horror kind of theme mood. Is amazing, really. Such a good game.
And even in the rule set, it kind of gears towards that. The way it helps you plan a session, it's very story driven. There's like less combat, like combat is not the main theme because it's actually kind of storytelling in that really showing mortality in the game, which when you play in DD settings you don't always feel that unless the DM purposely pushes really hard on it.
That's true. And what's the differences with planning something that's so story driven? Because everything else that we've played has had some combat in every single episode. pretty much. Whereas this, I mean, there was a kind of combat at the end, I suppose, but
yeah.
I mean, is it just a lot more planning, or is it just a different way of coming at it?
When it comes to the combat, it's actually it's a lot easier because the whole situation is really just setting parameters and yes-anding. There's really story-wise, I had to work harder on the story, which in some ways can be difficult because sometimes if you throw in a combat in D&D, it kind of eats some of the the episode up, if you will. Or it is kind of like, I mean, combat itself in D&D can get very complicated, especially when you're like higher levels and there's more spells, reactions, all these sort of things. So much going on, right?
Yeah.
And the DM's trying to track it. You as a player is trying to track everything as well. And
level 20, yeah, baby.
Yeah.
DM a few level 20s. It's just like your head is spinning.
Gods at that point.
Yeah.
So it is that thing of combat is definitely a lot easier because even the combat's story driven. So it's just trying to make a good story is the only tricky part. But the rule book is very great because the way it kind of breaks it down is that you go into first clue investigation 2, threat increase, escalation. It actually paces it out. So like when I'm writing in the advice bit, I feel like I'm a bit of a writer at this point more than I am a GM. So it's the storytelling part and telling us stronger story because I feel like you could put things in D&D and then do a battle and kind of the story tells itself sometimes. Okay. And it's actually less. I'm actually found like I had to work a bit harder in terms of story in this game though.
I can imagine, yeah, because the thing is, if you have a combat, there's not a huge amount usually you can do to prepare for it. Like you'll know what the battlefield looks like and you'll know the monster. But everything else can happen on the fly, and it means that, you can do some planning for it, but you can't do too much. So I always find it nice in some ways because it's the thing I don't have to worry about, because I'm like, whatever we do, you guys are the ones who are taking the lead in it, and then I'll just run the monster, and then we'll, make decisions on what they do. Whereas when you're in the story mode and you're trying to steer things, that's where normally you guys make it difficult for me. But
yeah, I mean, it was so funny. I'll be honest, the one moment Art talks, funnily enough, to the art dealers, I was like, I pulled that out my ass, and that it's that was like those guys did not exist at all till that moment. So that was fun though, and it created interesting content in terms of like just to arts in a different fashion having a very very shady conversation and trying to like almost kind of like outfox each other, like, what are you looking for? Huh. What are you looking for? Like, it felt like a bit like that, like trying to suss each other out. Like, so that was fun. I enjoyed that kind of interaction as NPC. That was great, even though it was kind of like literally made up on the spot. But then it leaded into this Indiana Jones moment, which was
I love that.
So,
yeah, that was
so it
that
worked
was such
out.
a strong.
It was really great, and that's standing.
Yeah. Josh was amazing with that moment with the swapping with the trinket. It was such a cool situation.
Oh, yeah,
very nice. Yeah, I really imagine it in my head, like Indiana Jones doing it on the Temple of the Doom. I think it was actually right.
Yeah,
I think I was 90% sure that it was absolutely pointless, but I was going to do it anyway because it was funny.
Yeah.
As soon as you went to take the book off and you had that thing in your hand, I went, oh. You could like see myself in the footage, me just kind of my face just go, I see. I know what you're gonna do. I was just like, yep, do it.
Brilliant.
Yeah, I mean, I'd love to ask, just because it's an interesting point, right, about the art dealers and just NPCs in the world, because so much of the Candela rule book is about the world, is about the city and about the different districts and about the things that are there, which I don't think we've ever really done just playing within a world. Oh.
Yeah, we lost you for a
hello.
second.
Is the
Playing in the
Discord-
world, and then we all went into
Yeah.
separate dimensions there for a second, and came back.
We went to
Yeah.
different worlds. No, I was just saying we've never really played within a preset world on here before.
No.
It's always been homebrew. So what was that like? Building within a world that exists.
It can be quite tricky. Because if you homebrew it, you kind of know things. You can also kind of make things on the fly. But I mean, I had to definitely kind of do my research, and I had all my notes up on my laptop and stuff, being able to access it when I need it, kind of thing. I did all right actually, compared to, I felt like, based on like looking back on everything as well. I'm like, actually, that kind of worked and stuff, and so. But there's so much. It's just especially like if you ask me something like I can prepare so much for the session, right? And have all these kind of maybe these different factions and stuff like this, and where you're going. But you could just I want to go this way, and I'll go shh, Liza, and I'll have to like quick refer or so I guess it was like. If something unexpected happened, I was gonna be like, this is gonna be, and try and remember this whole city, and everything outside it, because it's not just the city. You've got these outer rim of like in the wildlands and stuff. You've got a whole forest called something red. Is it the Red Forest or something? Scarlet Woods. That's what it is. Which is known for like a substance known as scarlet, which gets poofed and poofed.
Oh.
It gets everybody having a good time.
Bit of a scarlet there, baby.
Yeah, pretty much.
Spread it around.
Yeah. So there's that thing, and there's factions involved in that. So there's a lot. It's a really breathing thing. So it's really and also want to do it justice as well. I think that's the other thing. I want to, someone's built this for. I know, but knowing kind of like what Critical Role are like, there's no real wrong answer. So I kind of just went, make it your own kind of thing.
Yeah, that's absolutely the way to go about it. You gotta, much as it's preset, you gotta, you can't read the line for every street.
No.
So you lean into the moments where stuff goes wrong, and you go along with it, don't you? That's kind of how it always works, isn't it?
And you got to also try and treat it like a multiverse kind of thing, rather than this is one version of this world,
Yeah.
And there's the conversations about because the game itself is all based in New Fair and stuff like this city. But it's like after a post-war period, so there's other countries involved, but we don't have that information.
Okay.
So it's like it gives you license to go somewhere else. So they're probably going to release future things on different countries as well.
Ooh.
In the future. That's the way I see it going, like a roadmap wise.
That makes sense. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Or even just different cities, because it's only the one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hope they do, because my character's background is from otherwhere, but I was thinking like there is nothing on it really, right? Like,
so we have a lot of license to do what we like there.
True.
That's amazing.
Yeah, that's a fair point. Is as much of that sort of interesting, it kind of gives us so much scope to expand however we want to, I suppose, within reason,
Yeah.
I suppose in some ways, this is why sometimes it's nicer to have nothing there, because you can build it as you're going along. I can't remember.
Yeah, which I do with my homebrew world. In D&D, that's like I've built that with players over a couple of years, and then these things become canon, because now I'm playing with my group that for a second campaign now, and it's like 6 years later, and they're playing within cities they only heard, the colonies that have now become cities same as theirs, and only hearing about, and now they can actually go visit this now a small city that they've created over these 6 years, and their own cities have developed, but then they get to see it from the other perspective, and it's really interesting. yeah, they're seeing it from a whole other perspective, which is really interesting since they've played it in a version that was 6 years before when, First Landing, which is kind of similar to our game with the unique D&D, Undiscovered, where it's literally set in those 6 years before. So it's like landfall kind of thing.
Yeah.
So.
It's fun. We will return at some point to that group
Yes.
of people.
Yeah.
At some point. Who knows?
Yeah.
Yes.
I can't
Shall we
wait.
Yes.
shall we roll a die?
Yes.
Yeah, why not? Yeah, obviously we have our usual 20 points. Would Cisco, would you do us the honors as our honored guest?
Oh, thank you so much. Yeah, I will love that. Let me flash my Tiamat die. That look like a gem.
Hey.
Or are you going to flash something else for a minute?
Wow. It is Saturday night, but not late enough, I guess. I don't know. No, it's
For the
not,
watershed, Rob.
it's not true. It's not true.
Fair point. Yeah.
Will I ever? I'm too old for that shenanigans. Yeah. Okay. So roll it up.
Yeah.
That is number 10.
Number 10. Okay.
Yeah, you can see it. It's kind of inverted, but yeah.
Yeah, there we go. So, interestingly enough, number 10 is exactly the end or start of the second episode. So it's arriving at Groundswell in the Science Mobile, obviously.
Of course.
And then Art going to talk to the salespeople and buying the knowledge.
Yeah, we already talked about it.
Yeah.
The one thing
Yeah.
that we already talked about.
Yeah.
All I like about that is I barely remember this Candela game because I was so incredibly.
You were very unwell.
You can see it on my face.
Mm-hmm.
People
Yeah.
made that point in the part
I
3.
looked back at the recording and went, "Oh my god, I look so ill."
Yeah.
Yeah, my
I
flatmate was
felt
mentioning it too when we
so
watched
ill.
it together. And I was like, oh wow, he looks so sick.
Yeah.
Turns out, because Cisco, for your knowledge, I played one of our sessions when I had COVID, and I was really, really ill with COVID.
Oh no.
And I did not look as ill as I did in that campaign.
It's true. It's true.
I don't know what happened there.
I will say though, when somebody is like feeling ill but they still come and play, it usually the craziest stuff happens. The one there's one with unfortunately Cisco, I haven't met him yet, but Ben, who's normally on this with us.
Oh yes.
He did not give a crap. He was just like, no, I'm doing my own thing. And I think the entire episode, he just went off and he was with a robot and he just, oh my God, it was mental. Absolutely mental, that episode. But it was so much fun watching it back.
I mean, the game where I had COVID, I
Oh yeah.
conjured an illusion of a decapitated version of Akka's now dead character. In order to put off his father, he was then playing from winning a race.
That was absolutely mental.
So, yeah, that didn't happen this time. I was just really ill.
Yeah.
I did Indiana Jones instead. That was it.
Yeah.
That was it. I mean,
so there you go.
I mean, you literally said sort of halfway through, because I think just before you sort of said about wanting to go and see the sort of, the guys in the market, I think we sort of I think it might be my character actually specifically said, oh, what, Art, what are you doing here? And you just went, I don't know, I'm very ill. I don't know what's going on.
No. Because I was like, usually I'll like chip in and muck around and do stuff or be involved. Like, doing the dramatic character stuff is really fun and that's cool. And it's a nice opportunity to do something that's not just silly.
Yeah.
But I was very quiet in that episode because my brain was not functioning.
Yeah. I think that's fair.
And so when whoever it was said, "Son, what do you think?" And I was like, "I'm really sorry. This is not a character choice. I just can't think."
Yeah, I felt a bit like at some point instinctively I kept doing this thing that I do as a player to when I see someone is quiet for too long, I try to all the time get them involved. And then I was thinking at some point, he must be hating me for this because he's so sick and I'm not really getting the cues. But it's something it just happens when I play. It's just I cannot.
I appreciate it because then otherwise my only contribution to that episode would have been sat there looking ill. Instead, I actually got a talking point out of it. So they,
Yeah.
There you go.
Too much Scarlet the night before. That was Art's, Arthur's story.
Art was on the Scarlet. He was in the Science Mobile, just like. So I was blowing my nose. It's fine.
Oh, I'm ready to investigate.
Yeah. Plenty. It runs on Scarlet, the Science Mobile, I reckon. What is going on? Why are we?
You're just like stuck like this, Josh.
Why are we freezing?
I think it's Discord. It's one of those nights. Yeah, it does that a lot. Some nights.
It's a weird one because if it was just like me in the stream, then not all of you wouldn't be seeing it at the same time, you know. But
it happened to us on the Sunday stream once.
Yeah,
it does sometimes. Let me just check the Discord website, just for
might just be hanging.
The Discord status. Yeah, it says everything is operational, but it's not true. It always does that, and then people keep having problems anyway.
Yeah. Well, we shall.
Terrible.
We shall soldier through as best as we can do. David,
Ooh, wow.
I need to ask you a very serious and important question. How much do you hate the Science Mobile? Oh no, I lost him again.
I'm so sorry. Literally, my thing, as soon as you started talking, it went to one bar, and I went,
Yeah.
What's the question?
How much do you hate the Science Mobile?
Oh, that was so funny.
So much. As soon as I went, like this car, I was going to describe maybe a fancy car, and you went, the Science Mobile. I went, that's...
What a shame. I'll see if I can do anything. It might be
me. I think it might be me.
Oh, I think it's all of us. I'm
getting
the same problem as well. Fortunately. Oh, what a shame. I'll see if there's anything I can do on my side.
Hello.
I do think it might be me.
Shall we switch to Google Meet?
Oh God!
I'll just send you a link.
It's so easy to do mid-stream. Oh yeah. Oh,
no, don't make me do it.
This won't be difficult in any way for me to sort out.
What I could do is, I do believe it's me. So let me try and rejoin on my phone.
Okay.
I don't think it is you. I think
it's all of us though, because it's just at different times.
Although now David's completely stopped, so it could be that. I'll tell you what.
Oh wow, it's true, yeah. But I see him on my. It's just he's on different people's. Like at some point, I noticed on the stream that mine is frozen, but you are talking.
Yes, Baker, you're right. It is a bit like musical statues, isn't it? Except for I haven't stopped the music, so.
Yeah.
I put a Meet link in the Discord.
Okay.
Well, let's give that a go, and I shall try and switch everybody.
Okay.
Do you have a trailer or anything to play?
I do have a trailer actually. That's not a bad idea. So whilst we're sorting things out, I will show. It's actually a little part of next. Well, technically not next week's episode because we won't be on next week because we're doing the sort of chat early. So it'll be on Thursday the 14th. So this is a just to explain a little bit. The gang are about to go on their next adventure, and it is them all just getting things ready in regards to shopping, and they're buying stuff from Lionel, but it maybe doesn't go exactly how you would expect from a sort of a shopping montage as it was. So what I'll do is I will play that now, and hopefully we will be back with you in a moment or two. We'll see you in a sec.
So let me get this straight.
Yes.
You're charging us on the expedition.
Yes, I mean, you want specific equipment where, we provide, bits and pieces, rope and, food and things like that.
We were brought onto this, so technically you should be paying us.
Are we Are we on like a package holiday and you're charging us for stuff?
Yeah.
Charging you
Is
for
this a
extras.
package holiday?
Look,
You know,
could have put it better myself.
no. All right. It's a timeshare. Okay. It's a timeshare. But
I've always wanted
Dude.
a timeshare.
I thought so. Yeah.
Don't like travelling though.
Just hand over the stuff, dude.
Oh, Sir Julian's timeshare. Oh, God. I'd love to. I think that's a full episode.
What are we getting a timeshare in? I don't quite get it. Is it? I think it's an experience day more like.
Pretty much, yeah, pretty much. But I mean, it's Battenborough's timeshare, if I'm being perfectly honest.
Or
with
is
you.
it a really massive escape
So he's
room?
paid for
I'm
it.
confused.
Battenborough is paying for it. It's sort of it's like a really big sort of like an escape room, but it's an entire planet.
Okay, all right, cool. I got the point. Right. So, yet
Yet.
you're trying to charge us.
Look, I mean, I'm not necessarily part of the expedition. I come
Do
along.
you know what? It's one thing that I don't like. It's capitalists. This is just not right. I am a socialist.
Is your father not like a capitalist? It's just
I need a minute.
he has all these businesses and stuff. I don't.
It's the fact that you're wearing a top hat and a cane and a monocle while saying this.
Okay, I'm a champagne socialist.
Look where I am, and you're saying that.
Oh dear.
You guys, it's not perfect. It's not perfect what I've just done, but we can be seen. So you'll have to give me a minute whilst I get everything else sorted. But oh my god, we can actually be seen. You do not understand the pace at which I was working to try and get us at least visible. My heart was going boom, 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 boom. You guys were talking in the background, and I wasn't listening to anything you were saying. I was just going, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. Right.
There we go. That's appropriate.
Okay, now,
Seem appropriate.
now, sorry, you were also muted there, but I think I've
Ah,
got
my
that
ones.
sorted as well. So you should be,
Ah.
hey, you should be able to be heard as well now. Alrighty, there we go. Oh god.
Alright. I'll tell you what, should Cisco, do you want to roll another die?
Alrighty, yeah, please.
And we'll just get kind of
feel like
warming back into it again.
Yeah, if you
feel I'm
like,
monopolizing the die rolling, but yeah, sure, if you all want to, I'm definitely up for it. Okay, coming up. That is. Let's check. Oh no, the die disappears. Okay, it's a 15 now.
15.
Somebody want to read that out just whilst I'm continuing to.
Yep. I'm looking.
Thank God.
Yeah, actually, if you could give me authorization once you're
Yeah,
done, that would be
15.
amazing, please.
Art distracts so Tearbolt can get to the crack in the wall. To get through, they roll. Professor rolls poorly, then tries to use a sleeping draft, but realizes he brought his drink by mistake. And you roll 3 ones, and you're caught by the guards.
Yeah, that was interesting.
Yeah, that didn't go well, did it?
Yeah,
That didn't go well at all.
that's right. Yeah, I mean, God, I'm still not 100% sure how the hell we got through that, but oh my God, yeah, it went so terribly. Oh dear. But that was such an interesting one because, of course, Josh manages to find this crack that we end up using. So that's so helpful to sort of have another way in. But of course, at the same time, it's like, yeah, but how the hell do we all get there at the same time? It's just so funny. Actually, Cisco, your character actually ends the second episode in what seems like the most peril, because it seems like you're about to get caught. That was a great little cliffhanger. I haven't done a cliffhanger in a long time in an episode.
Yeah, that was so interesting. I love the scenery between our characters. The fact that we all met on a seance and how it was like such an interesting concept. I think Sonated, you nailed it there. It was so good.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah. No, you really did. It sort of worked so easily, didn't it? Sort of us. We managed to find a way that it kind of worked for all of us, which was really nice. And yeah, nice. I just think the entire episode was fantastic. But yeah, it's lovely how we managed to sort of get. Where am I trying to go with this?
I'll say what's quite interesting is that we've got the believer, the non-believer, and the undecided.
Yeah,
I think that's an interesting paradigm.
That is interesting.
Yeah, definitely.
And that's come out quite organically.
That's very true, actually. Yeah, it's I think I said it at the start of the first or the first episode, where sort of like middle of the first episode, where I realised, oh my god, my professor is meant to be like a wacky, crazy person. He's turned into a bit of an arsehole, totally by accident. that was actually quite fun to play off of. But
it's the opposite of Breeze, actually, isn't it?
Yeah, it was actually. Yeah, sort of very different to a lot of my other characters, but yeah. Which is weird because I always seem to play either the medic or the the sort of clever person or whatever, and I try to be like the light-hearted one, but yeah, no, I just for whatever reason that didn't happen in this one, and I was just like, oh yeah, let's just go with it. But I think there's also another standout character, and tell me if I'm getting this wrong, David. Is it Varen or Varan?
Yeah, Varen. Yeah, right, first time.
What a interesting character. And this is, of course, the lady that sort of brings us all together and decides that we're going to become a... what is it called? Sorry? A
circle.
A circle, that's it.
Yeah, that's what...
Yeah, I was just
that's what they refer to units of investigators. So it's like equivalent to like just how they name their groups, and they're a lightkeeper, which is someone who oversees someone who's like retired, kind of, or took in so many injuries they can't operate properly. So they have to kind of take a back seat.
The thing around the eyes, oh man, that gave me chills. That did.
Yeah, that was such a cool concept. I loved it.
Yeah. Was that something you kind of knew you'd do straight away? Is that something from the books, or is that something you created?
I created this lightkeeper.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they give you kind of things to play with, in terms of how you style a lightkeeper, and I kind of just took the questions and the prompts and then created something. So I quite enjoyed that concept. Very kind of serious person. Quite a strong-willed character, I think.
Yeah.
Like quite to kind of reflect their position, I guess. Because even within the D&D game, like with Darius, he's a bit of a kind of a jovial, adventuring type, and outlandish and ready to explore. He had that charisma, while her type of charisma is slightly different. It's a little bit more kind of authoritative charisma, like it's just like an aura they give off. Doesn't still cracks a couple of jokes, of course, but not as many. They're still there to like, right, let's go do a job, let's deal with this, let's do something. You're in this now. You don't get a choice. Really.
Well, I think we were all pretty willing to actually go along with it, which is weird for for a party of Rotten Grail standards, to be honest. But I think you'd hooked us in enough that it was like, okay, I do actually want to see where this goes next, instead of let's all go south, which seems to be the the sort of go-to.
Yeah, I think the fact that she was on the seance, but we didn't know she was a Lightkeeper, that was such a cool, interesting twist that got me hooked straight away. I was like, oh wow, I want to know so much more about this person. You know, when she lifted the veil, and there
when
was
you
no eye
reacted, like,
socket. I
oh
was
yeah,
like, wow,
I knew you were
need-
coming. When you
Yeah.
said that, I knew you were coming. I went,
Yeah, no, I was trying to roll with it because I thought, you know, like, okay, my character will know who is there, but I was obviously Cisco didn't, so I was trying to do a yes and kind of thing. And at some point, I noticed that I forgot to offer her tea or something like that, and then I kind of tried to fix it, like dig myself into a hole a little bit. Like I was like, oh yeah, I ordered tea for you. I knew you were coming. I was like, yeah, wow.
well, of course, Cisco will have their answer for this already. Kind of know it. How do you guys feel about Auntie Koopy?
Oh,
Auntie Cooper,
That was amazing.
the lady with the T-shirt.
I assumed she was bad and that she was going to kill us, which is why I used that litmus paper just to check the tea. I thought you've brought a little old lady in, and that because it's the least obvious thing, it's now the most obvious thing that she's probably going to try and kill us, and she didn't, which was weird.
She of little faith.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I basically agree. I was like, suspicious.
Because you helped her to pour the tea, didn't you, Josh? And then it was you were trying to read her, I think.
You know, I didn't really know who that character was, my character, and I was like, oh, maybe he's the kind of criminal con man. I was like, maybe interesting if he's trying to like detect people, trying to work out stuff like that about people.
What's happened? That's weird.
And-
Sorry.
Yeah, that's some more.
Did I do something?
Something weird's going on.
Yeah,
What's going
just
on?
on the stream.
Yeah, now we're back, right?
Yeah, I think so.
It's okay
Some
now. Yeah.
obscure thing happening.
Yeah.
Yeah. We've been obscured.
Candelara, right?
Candelera.
Yeah, that's it.
And the Labrador.
Yeah.
Candelabrador. Labralera.
Mm.
It's my pet Labralera.
Candelabra.
No, it was interesting just I mean, I'm looking forward to playing a game when I've got, you know, more brain power available. Because then I can actually get into the character a bit more and work out who he is. It's like it's just kind of making shit up, basically. I hadn't had a lot of time to do any character creation, and then I think, did we have a session like an hour before or something like that, David? Where we basically just got some basics in, but also I was really ill then, obviously.
Yeah, so he made it quick. Yeah, yeah. They'll definitely.
So there was
some,
no
I
work
think.
that went into that character.
Yeah, there's a couple of questions I'll have before the next session, kind of throw at you. Actually, well, I'll just say it now. Is you know, no, I will tell you off stream. Some questions just to help kind of flesh out your character. I think is better.
Ooh.
I think what we'll do is one more question, if you don't mind, for you, Josh, and I think we'll actually end things there because this stream is obviously cursed.
No.
But I wanted to ask you about one of the powers you used, Josh, which was you saw it coming. What is that?
I mean, talking of Blaze in the Dark, right? It's basically straight out of that rule set of essentially, I think, okay, now Cisco or David will have to give me how the actual rule works because I was gathering pieces of it and not the whole thing. Essentially, each character has traits or abilities that they can do based on the choices that you make in character creation. So, like, I was a criminal something or another. And one of the things that I chose was that ability, which is essentially an activation thing of a few times in a game. I could just stop and say, hey, guess what? I planned for this already. It's literally completely out of Blaze in the Dark. Just to help us through a situation. So that's all that was. Is me going, okay, stop. I made a plan, and then make up a plan on the spot.
Awesome.
Yeah, that was so good. I had a very cool ability that is called Let Them In. So it's like when my character take bleed, then I can ask a question regarding the phenomena, and the way I was role playing is like the ghosts are getting inside me and kind of whispering to me that I kept kind of saying. I thought that it was the abilities that each of us have are such a cool thing, right?
Mm.
Very true. Yeah, the moment, Cisco, where you talk about you reach out and you actually touch one of these sort of creatures and purposefully sort of injure yourself to find out who they are. It was just very interesting to sort of understand how that worked. I think obviously it's, it's flavor text technically, but it's interesting to hear how your character actually does that, to sort of understand that. Yeah,
I love horror as well. So it's kind of it was so easy for me to get into that character. Like I was in straight away because I watched so many horror movies and I find ghosts and spirits like fascinating. The same with the seance. I was like kind of improvising the whole thing pretty much from things from movies and stuff. It was a bit weird, I have to say. I kept thinking, wow, I forgot about different bits that when I was watching, I was thinking it could have been even cooler, but it was so I forgot about what I was gonna do for the seance. I was like, oh shit, I didn't plan on this at all. Yes. It was cool.
I think that is cool because we've only really just started exploring the game and the things that we can do, and I think hopefully as we play more of that stuff can come out and be part of what we're doing. And it's really interesting because you can see where they've borrowed from other games, other rule sets, and just like taking bits and pieces here and there to build something new out of it, which is very, it's one of those games that feels very homebrew even though it is a rule set. Because it's so loose, but also has a lot of options.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
Pretty cool, super cool. Yeah.
Well, as shall we end things there in that case, so we don't give away too many secrets? Because funnily enough, we haven't actually ended up recording any more Candela just yet. Just because of different availabilities. But we're obviously there will be more. Don't worry, because you can't just leave. David, don't leave us hanging with standing on steps of giants.
No, should we talk about that as a final thing? Actually.
Oh yeah,
that's a good shout.
End on where we ended on.
Yeah. I mean that was mental. I mean, so we go through a rift, is it, or it's some sort of portal or something?
Yeah, it's a kind of portal, and I said in game it's similar to a tear caused it's a part of the flare. It's like a tear, a thinning, similar to what you guys would have saw, but this one was a bit more in the kind of obscure. It was almost kind of camouflaged in a way, but Cisco's character can see it because they've been exposed to it. And they talked about that when they talked about their story and their husband. And going through, so when you went through, something happens. There's no understanding of the transition just yet. That's something we might explore in the next. But then, to then be transported somewhere else, or was that just the next room over, or so you don't know. We don't know. We just find you leading, like going into the next space, descending into one space through stairs to end up on stairs that were made by Goliath or something, like huge ass stairs that are like size of small buildings. And length of 2 football pitches.
I think it's so interesting because it's like completely. It's almost like it's out of nowhere, and it's how the hell do we react from there?
Mm.
And I genuinely have no idea how my character's going to react. It's
Yeah.
yeah, I can't wait to see what happens in the moment, because it's
Yeah.
you just don't know, do you?
I guess there was at some point in Critical Role that they mentioned that lots of the fairy tales from our world are also in this world. So it kind of felt like very Jack and the Bean kind of thing story.
Oh,
Right?
interesting.
Yeah. So I
Interesting.
thought of that straight away, like when we were playing towards the end. I was thinking, oh, wow, we are in a giant's castle. That's what I thought. I don't know. Straight away, that was really came to my mind. So maybe that could be something we could kind of play with. I don't know. Who knows? But yeah, that was so cool.
Hell yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's only gonna get spicier from here.
No,
It's gonna get
Really?
worse.
we're gonna die, guys.
Gonna say it'd be interesting as well, because we've all taken some hits, I think, from that last
Some damage.
episode, some damage, yeah, and
You did all right considering.
yeah. And there's a interesting thing around damage, which is that it changes your character slightly as it sort of
It has actually altering things to your
Exactly.
stats.
yeah, that's
Permanently.
right, and that's going to be quite an interesting thing if we get to that point. So yeah, we'll see where we get to. But yeah,
Yes. Some of you are very close to that.
I think I am. Yeah.
Yeah. Very good.
Wow.
Yeah, you took I actually was quite surprised. I thought from the beginning that being the medium and being like so close to spirits and things, I was gonna take a lot of damage, but I was surprised. I was the one who took less damage actually. I kept thinking about it during the game. I was thinking, wow, what, they're not
Yeah.
attacking me, but cool.
Well, it's like you've got the
I
sixth
like that.
sense, and you kind of understand the danger, whereas these two are kind of just being exposed to it for the first time.
Yeah.
So they're kind of like blundering into it a little bit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think for me it makes sense. My character takes a lot of damage because he literally doesn't. He
The
thinks
non-believer.
It's all, yeah, he thinks it's all a light show. He doesn't think anything more than that. I think he even says that, like when they first appear. He's like, "Oh, you've made the lights appear here somehow. Oh, how have you done that?" kind of thing. So it kind of makes sense. These,
I think he says it on the episode 3. I remember watching it, and he says as well, "Oh, the lights show is back here." And I was thinking, like Cisco was saying, I could really grab it and kind of like it's like one of those characters in a horror movie that you just feel like pushing
Perfect.
towards the ghost.
Perfect. Awesome.
Good. That was
a good role play.
that was definitely a character decision I made.
I think it was amazing how you introduced like we were talking before the game, how you were gonna introduce comedy into your character, and I think you did it in such an amazing way.
Oh.
And yeah, it was so impressive. I really loved it.
It was really fun to do. I got to be honest.
Yeah, because he was very serious character, but then the comedy was that how kind of impervious to what's happening he was constantly despite everything, and I think it was such a cool twist.
That's great.
I wonder how far I'll have to push till the professor breaks and believes.
Oh yes,
And then he'll become-
I mean, if he doesn't believe on giant, ghost steps, then I don't know what you can do really.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fair point.
Well, I guess we'll find out, won't we?
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes.
Absolutely. Well,
Huh?
in that case, then I would just say thank you for joining us. So, as I say, next week we will not be broadcasting, just because obviously we've done 2 things this week. So nothing next week, but the week after, that's Thursday the 14th at 8 o'clock, it will be Lasers and Feelings. It will be episode 3, followed by episode 4 the week after, and then another chat. And then I think it's going to be more lasers from the sounds of things from our sort of filming schedule after that as well. So, yeah, keep an eye out. But yes, as you saw from the little sort of couple of minutes video that I showed there, it gets crazier this episode, and I can't wait for it to go out because it's a fun one. But yeah.
Absolutely. Can you play the trailer again on the way out so I can watch it, please?
Oh yeah.
Me too. I was about to ask the same thing.
You're asking far too much of me, but go on then. I suppose if I have to, yeah, go on then. Well, in that case, take it easy, everybody. We will see you again soon. And here
Yay.
comes the 2-minute clip again.
Good night. Pleasure to be a guest. Bye.
Thanks, Cisco.
Thank you.
So let me get this straight.
Yes.
You're charging us on the expedition.
Yes, I mean, you want specific equipment where, we provide, bits and pieces, rope and, food and things like that. But
brought onto this, so technically you should be paying us.
Are we on like a package holiday and you're charging us for stuff?
Yeah.
charging you
Is
for
this a
extras.
package holiday?
Look,
Could have put it better myself.
no, all right, it's a timeshare, okay? It's a timeshare, but
I've always wanted a
Dude.
timeshare.
I thought so. Yeah.
Don't like traveling though.
Just hand over the stuff, dude.
Oh, Sir Julian's timeshare. Oh, man, I'd love. I think that's a full episode.
What are we getting a timeshare in? I don't quite get it. Is it? I think it's an experience day more like.
Pretty much, yeah, pretty much. But I mean, it's Battenborough's timeshare, if I'm being perfectly honest.
Or
with
is it a really massive escape
So he's
room?
paying for
I'm
it.
confused.
Battenborough is paying for it. It's sort of it's like a really big sort of like an escape room, but it's an entire planet.
Okay, all right, cool. I got the point. Right. So, yet you're trying to charge us.
Look, I mean, I'm not necessarily part of the expedition. I come
Do
along.
you know what? It's one thing that I don't like. It's capitalists. This is just not right. I am a socialist.
Is your father not like a capitalist? It's just.
I need a minute.
He has all these businesses and stuff. I don't.
It's the fact that you're wearing a top hat and a cane and a monocle while saying this.
Okay, I'm a champagne socialist.
Look where I am, and you're saying that.
Oh dear.